Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Beyond the Sewing Room. So today I'm sharing a bit of a wardrobe swap over. So I was going through things the other day and you know when you're getting ready and you go in the wardrobe and nothing is suitable for the season? Well, I've left it very late and that's sort of what's happened. So I was going through and it's like no, everything was summery, everything was too cool. The weather has really changed for the worse now. We've been having all this awful rain and it's really got a lot colder. So I've left it too late to do the swap over, so I'm having to do it this weekend. And what I thought was, in my sewing room here, in this chest of drawers behind me, in the winter, I took my heavier things, sort of my sweatshirts, my handmade sweatshirts and sweaters, folded them all up and the heavier dresses and put them in these drawers so that they were out of the way for the winter. And through the summer I had better access to my summer things, which I then got out. So now it's a case of swapping everything back over again. So for today I thought I would share with you my handmade sweaters. I'm not going to go through everything, dresses and skirts and so on, because the video would just be way too long. So today I just thought I'd go through a few sweaters, what I'm swapping over, and what patterns they are, because everything of mine is handmade, just in case there's anything that you like and you want to make for the coming season. If you're in this part of the world and it's now turning from autumn and it's going to be then winter and you need heavier clothing, you might see something that you like. So starting with what I've got on today. So I've wore this already twice this week because it was one of the things that was accessible. And this is Burda. I've had to jot a few things down because I'm trying to remember what everything was. So this is Burda 6255, or was it 6235? 6255, I believe. I will check when I make this video, and I'm going to pop all the patterns in a little feature just here so that you can see. And I'm also going to be adding in some photos of me wearing things so that you can see things on as well. So I will double check this pattern, but yes, a Burda make. One of my favourites. It's a nice simple sweatshirt. Stand so you can see. See, band round the bottom, band round the cuffs and round the neck. And this is in a nice cotton jersey and I love green. So I made this, I think, it's either a year and a half, 2 years ago. So it's been worn quite a lot and it's a real favourite of mine. So that's the first one, first up. And then next, I'll get to this one, which I've got on the mannequin at the side of me. So this one I made for a work project. So this is in a sweater knit. I really like on this one is that it's got these deep cuffs. So I made this as a sweater and then I've also made it as a dress. I made a dress version of it and I'll share that in another video. And I really love this because, like I say, I love the sleeve detail and I love the collar on it and it's just such a nice shape. So this one is, let me find it, Simplicity 8982. So Simplicity 8982 can be made as a sweater or a dress, and I will pop the pattern in here so that you can have a better look at it. So that's the first two. Now, do you do this? Do you swap things around? Do you keep everything in your wardrobe so it's all really crowded? Or maybe you've got really big wardrobes, or maybe you've got a walk-in wardrobe. Who knows? I haven't. So I have to really keep things sort of organised. And I know a lot of people do this. I know some people use those storage sort of containers where you can suck the air out with a vacuum cleaner and it all shrinks down, and then they pack them away for each season and then get them out again, and that all keeps everything really airtight and stops moths getting to things if you've got knits, hand knits and things like that. I don't have anything like that, but I do have some of the plastic storage boxes with the lid on. So I keep a big one of those, a large one of those, in the bottom of my wardrobe with everything sort of rolled and folded. And then also, like I say, I've got this chest of drawers in my sewing room, and some of it is used for fabric storage, and the other drawers, the remaining drawers, are used for off-season clothes. So that's how I'm managing mine. So I'm going to get to a few more handmades now. Now, some of those are going to be worn again this year. Some of them were quite recent makes at the start of the year, which just as the season was changing, didn't really get a chance to wear them much because I made them for work projects, but they were work projects that I got to keep, and I popped them away. So it'll be interesting to see how much they get worn this coming season. So I'll show you those. This next one I have worn a few times, but I'm not sure about it, and I think it's mainly the colouring. So this one I do know what it is, and this next one that I'm going to share with you, and I love the pattern. I think I will make it again, but in a brighter colour that is more for me. So I'm going to be on the lookout for either a refashion to do that in, because I'd really love to do that instead of buying new if I can. If not, I will buy some good quality fabric. So it's this one, it's Mimi Jean, so it's 9450. So it's a sweater again, similar to the one I'm wearing. It has got a feature of a hidden pocket here, which I don't quite get when you'd need to put something in a pocket on your sleeve. So it's a detail that I think if I make it again, I'll probably not add that, because I've never had a need to use it. It's an extra step, you need a zip for it, and I don't really see the point. Much as I like the sweater, you can't see properly here in this photograph, but it has got pockets in it either side, which are nice. So I would add those again, because they're always handy. And I'm going to share a picture of it on here, like I said, but this is the sweater. Now the pocket is in this sleeve here. So it feels quite thick at the top. You can see there's a concealed zip just here. And the pocket goes around the top of the the top of the sleeve here. So if you feel you may have need for a pocket on your arm, this may be for you. And this is what it looks like. It's got the ribbed bands at the collar and the cuffs, and also the bottom. And then the pockets are here, either side. So there's a picture up here of it. Now what it is, I just feel, I don't know if this just grey is entirely for me. I have got other greys, and I've got a nice grey dress, but maybe it's just the shades in this one with the charcoal and that. Maybe it just needs more life, more colour in it. See, this one has a warm shade in it, so I do feel that this one suits me. But this one, each time I put it on, I just feel really, ugh. I just feel like all the colours drained from me. So it's a really sort of warm, wearable sweatshirt. So I probably will keep wearing it because I don't like wasting things, but I don't know. It's not a favourite because of colour. Love the style, but it's the colour. So let me know what you think about that one, and if you're intending on having a go at that pattern, or maybe you've made that pattern before. So I'll put that one down. So the next one I have shared over on my other channel when I made it now. I've changed it since I made it. And it's the Bertha cardigan from Make It Simple by Tilly and the Buttons. Now again, the photo's coming up, and the photo coming up is what it looked like originally with the big sleeves. So what I found was, because you're wearing this autumn winter, it's a cardigan, maybe you would wear it in the summer too, but the thing is, I found every time I wanted to pop out and pull on a jacket or pull on a coat, I'd take that off and have to put something else on, because you just can't get your coat on with those kind of sleeves. You can't get a coat or a jacket over those sleeves unless your coat or jacket is the same big sleeve under the arm, because you need all that room. Otherwise it just pulls it all up and it's just really uncomfortable. So what I did is I took it apart, took the sleeves off, which meant completely changing the shape of the sleeves and the shoulders here. So now the shoulders here have a sort of triangular shaping, front and back, where I've had to add pieces in, and the sleeves are now regular sleeves like this with the cuff on. And under the arm, I don't know if you can see that, I'll turn it around, there is a small piece added under the arm to make the sleeve the correct shape as well, because once you've cut it out in that shape, it's taken up all your fabric for doing anything else with it. So you have to be really creative if you decide to change it. So that's what's happened, and as you can see now, it's a more normal sleeve shape for wearing a jacket or a coat over the top. So that was the Tilly and the Buttons Bertha cardigan from Make It Simple, and now it's sort of evolved into something else, but I have worn it a lot more times since I changed it, and it is really cosy, and I love the fabric and I love the colour. So that one will be getting worn a lot during this autumn and winter in its new phase of life. So that's what I did with that one. This next one is another one that I've sort of jiggled around with. So this one I believe is another style art one. Now I'll double check and pop it up here because to hand I can't remember what it started off as now. It was a work one. I did like it, but I just felt like it drowned me. So it was the whole neck and sort of length of it and everything that just completely swamped me because I'm only small, even though I made it in the right size, in the correct size, and it's this one. So I love this fabric. So this is a French terry and I love the colours, great for this time of year. But again, I had to change it slightly. Change this top part so that the neck and shoulders came and sat more where they should. So we've got a triangle in again here. I find this works really well if you're altering something that's got maybe a dolman or a grown-on sleeve and you don't like it and you want to change it. Adding this part in here sometimes just helps, and if you've got a patterned fabric like this that's sort of non-directional, it can be really forgiving to do that because you get away with it. Not so much if you've got to match patterns or if your pattern goes a specific way, because this way you can use up your odds and ends if you don't have to match up your pattern. So that's just something to consider. And then I also altered the length of it, and I've still got my sort of tie drawstring at the bottom. So that's what I did with that one, and I will pop in what it actually was before I changed it. But again, now I love it. I love it, it fits much better, and I have worn it at the start of the season, just before it was warming up, and I'll be wearing it again. So again, making sure that things don't get wasted, and if they're not entirely to your taste, and if, as in such as that one, you get something either to recycle or you get it through a project, or maybe it's passed on to you, you don't like it in its current state, quite often you can change them and make them into something that you'll wear. It might just take a little bit of thought and planning. Just sit on it for a while you have a think about it and then change it, because it's better that you change it and wear it than it gets wasted. So that's that one. This next one is a style art, and this one has been left in its original state, and I wore this a lot. Again, this one was one I got to keep from a work project. It's a bit crumpled because this has come straight out of the drawer today. And this one is the Style Arc Phoenix sweatshirt. More autumn colours here. So we've got a cuff, the round neckline. We've got pockets in the side here. And again, we've got the rib at the bottom with the same fabric. I don't know if you can see here, you might be able to see better in the photograph, but the seams come round like this and the pockets go into the front. And I really love the colours. So nice autumn colours. So that's the Style Arc Phoenix sweatshirt. So that's that one. So next up is a selection of Marlo sweatshirts. So I got the pattern for Marlo to do through a work project. I have made 2 for work projects, which I got to keep, and then I bought fabric to make a short version because I made 2 long versions, but I wanted to make a short version in this fabric that I'd had on my wish list for ages. And I bought the fabric. My husband doesn't like this sweater, but I just love it. And this one, this short one, is super cozy, and I just love the print. So I'll show you this one first of all. So you may have seen this before if you've used to watch my other channel, and I did share it on there, and it's just the print, It's wintry, lovely. And it's this one. So I've used oversized buttons at the front. I've not buttoned that bottom one up yet. Just got it out of its storage box. I've used the same fabric for the cuffs. You use the same fabric for the bottom. So this is the crop version. And as you can see, it's got little woodland creatures all over it. Little foxes and rabbits, deer, little birds, trees. It's just lovely white. I love it. So that is the short version of the Marlo sweatshirt. That's the one that I made last, I think. Did I make that one last? Yes, I did. And then I made the two full length ones. Now the two full length ones, as I said, the weather was just starting to change as these were made, so they haven't really been worn much, so I'll be interested to see if I get much wear out of them. So I think I probably will, because when I'm working it does get quite cold and don't want to have the heating on all the time, do we? So this one is made in a ribbed sweater knit. This one's grey, so the full length. So you'll be able to see better in the images than the ones I've got held up here. It's got sort of brown wooden buttons on this one. See, the fabric looks black inside, but it's grey on the outside, and it's got this rib. So that's this one. And then this one, I also have the dress of this in this fabric. So I love this fabric because it's a lovely red shade. Again, it's the long line version of the Marlo with the pockets. So oversized sweater, and this one's got the black buttons on. So that's 3 Marlo sweaters that I've got ready for the cold months to wear over dresses and long sleeve t-shirts and various things. So that's those 3. Now I'm sure there's going to be loads of people who've made the Marlo sweatshirt, so please let me know what you've made it in and how you got on, and if you've wore it lots, and did you make the long version or the short crop version. So that's those. Now this next one hasn't got a pattern to it because it is a make that I copied from the last video that I did. I talked about the book Love Clothes Last, and I mentioned a grey hoodie, a store-bought grey hoodie that I've had for years and years since my boys were little. And it's so cosy that I just wear it all the time. I pop it on when I'm inside, if I go out in the garden, it's been on holiday, I just wear it loads. And because of that reason, and because I know I really love it and wear it so much, the fit and the style of it, when I got this next sweater fabric a couple of years ago, I copied it completely. So what I did is I didn't take it apart, I just laid it out bit by bit and laid it over my sweater fabric and just cut round it, sort of allowing a seam allowance for each part of the sweater. So you don't always need to take things apart to make patterns from them. I used a recycled zip from one of my children's old hoodies again, and also a recycled drawstring or tie from one of the old hoodies, because I always save those bits. And this is it, and this is another one that I've had on this week and I'll be wearing lots through the cooler months. And I also wore this in the summer as well over t-shirts and things. So this is a copy of the grey hoodie that I shared in my last video, and I just basically traced it off onto the fabric to make this one. So it's got the pockets in, the bottom band and the cuffs are all done in the same fabric, as is the hood. And this is a cotton sweatshirt fabric with little scooters on. And as I said, recycled zip and cord for around the neck. And I love that. That's one of my favourites. So they're just a few of my sweaters that I've got out. Well, that's most of my sweaters actually, I haven't got that many. And I think what I need more of is just sort of pull-on ones like this, rather than cardigans, which you need to have something else on with. But those are the ones I've got. those are the ones that I will be wearing again in the coming months, and I hope you enjoyed this. Next time I will probably do a little share of some of my handmade winter dresses. As I'm in the process of swapping everything over, that might be nice to just continue with that theme for the next video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Well, thank you so much for watching today, and I'll be back soon with more sewing inspiration for you. Bye for now.